Hi, I'm making this video today to give another option for lowering the subframe on a E53 X5. This is the 2001 with the inline 6, and I have a manual transmission, but this should apply to just the same as automatic. I'm not sure about the V8s, but this is going to give you another option. I see people go in and they destroy this this black plastic piece for the steering rack and trying to get well, they take the bolt out first, and then you'll hammer on that piece to get it to come out. And I've destroyed that before on my E46, and you can't replace those. You can't buy those parts. It's not impossible to put the rack back correctly. You just have to mark it extensively with a paint marker, or if you don't do that, you kind of have to guess, or you get it close and then get an alignment. But we're not going to be doing that. I think I found a better way to do this. You will need this engine support bar from Harbor Freight. I think I paid like 90 bucks for it or something. You will need this for pretty much any method anyway, so it's already paid for itself many times. You're going to support the engine right here, and for the X5 specifically, you do not want this foot touching the fender at all. It will crush it. So I positioned it to where it's not on it, so the weight of the engine is not gonna crush it. This one is fine as long as it's supported completely like that, but this one would be like halfway, but this is exactly where you want it. It's gonna be the same on the other side here. Just keep it away from the actual fender on all sides, and you're good. And that will position it correctly on the housing here. Yeah, I have a lot of this torn apart because I'm going to be cleaning the whole motor and refreshing a lot of it. But underneath, you're going to, once you have the motor mounts unbolted, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bolts on the motor mounts. See, I already kind of jacked up the motor a little bit, and I have already lowered the subframe a little bit. But once you have those disconnected, you can make sure you have tension on the motor from up top. Make sure it's holding it. And you can start loosening the subframe bolts. And what I did is actually also took out the steering rack bolts here that mount to the subframe. So the idea here is the steering rack, we're going to kind of float it. I'm not going to remove the subframe completely. I would like to, so I can clean it a lot better because I want everything to look real clean. But I'm not going to be able to do that unless I spend a lot more time. I'm going to float the steering rack while I lower the subframe. And I'm going to lower the subframe enough to get the sway bar out and to get the motor mounts back in. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put jack stands on the ends here of the subframe, and I'm going to take those bolts out completely on the rears, the 2 on the rear, 6 total. I'm going to tighten the middle subframe bolts. Where are they at? Right here, actually. Right there. And right here. They're inside there. Those are going to hold the subframe right now while I get everything set up. And then we're going to leave the 2 in the front in there for now. We're going to put the jack right here on the this jack up spot here. I have the what's it called? I have this thing over here. This is jack attachment I use to jack up the subframe. I'm going to hold it with that, and it's going to go right here and here. And I'm going to put tension on it, and we're going to remove the front bolts, and the only bolts that are going to be holding it are the middle ones. And as I have tension on the front of the subframe with the jack, I'm going to loosen the middle bolts until the rear subframe rests on these jack stands. And as soon as that happens, then I will double check everything and see. I might have to remove this high pressure power steering mount. I don't know if I'm going to lower it that much, but I might remove it anyways. I'm going to have to because I'm replacing it. Well, so I will have that removed. And then once I'm resting on the rear jack stands, I will just lower it inch by inch. And I may have the front jack hold up the front while I just tilt the rear. And then that'll give me enough clearance to get the sway bar out. And I'll have plenty of clearance to get the motor mounts replaced as well, I'm assuming. So I will make a follow-up video here shortly to show you how that goes.